our very special guest 1 year later from Family Feud, Mr. Ray Combs. Yo! Ray.
Thank you. Hello, Jack.
Hello, Ray. What is this on your shirt? Rock and roll.
Well, rock and roll. I don't know if you know that. I'm from the heart of rock and roll. I'm from Cleveland.
You're from Cleveland. I got to tell you something. No wonder we've got so many Clevelanders out here. We were joking. We were asking reasonable questions before the show. And
joking about Cleveland?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were doing dumb things from Cleveland. The people from Cleveland were.
Look at this. Cleveland's a wonderful city. There's a beautiful-looking woman. That's a man. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm not from Cleveland. I'm from Cincinnati. Just down the road.
That's pretty close. Yeah, we were asking people, how many people are from outside the U.S. or Canada, and 12 people from Cleveland raised their hands.
And the odd part was U.S. or Canada won't claim them. So
nobody objected at all.
Oh, there's only 12 of them. We can take them.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you're in town for the boys' clubs and girls' clubs this evening. They're having their banquet, which is something to behold. They eat very sparsely so they can let people know what it's like to enjoy a hamburger.
Well, this is our steak and burger dinner, where last year I was here and you were so gracious to let me have a format. There's like 2 million youth that are served by the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. They're considered disadvantaged because of where they're born, be it single family, poverty level, minority. And oddly enough, I was one of those youth. And I'm the president or the chairman of the alumni, and I'm here. This is all the serious I'm going to be on this show. Tonight in the Tampa area, 1,000 people will come to support and see one person receive the Outstanding American Award given each year by the Tampa Bay Boys and Girls Clubs for somebody who epitomizes what we really stand for. But there are now 4 million alumni who were once disadvantaged youth who for $1.20 purchased these cards. And although we were from obscurity and unknown and we spoke with broken English or bad accents, didn't have education, the alumni today, after a Lou Harris poll and a survey, its congressional charter, are literally in the thousands of people in the names of Denzel Washington, Danny DeVito, Neil Diamond. There's a young boy that went to the Hot Springs, Arkansas Boys Club at the age of 6, as I did. His name is Bill Clinton. Senate Majority Leader Mitchell, Jack Kemp. It's very conceivable that the President of the United States for the next 20 years will be a Boys Club alumni, till someday a girl is president. That's right. So that's why I'm here, and tonight we're going to raise a lot of money for them. And in fact, all the adults eat hamburgers and the kids eat steaks. So.
Oh, yeah, I've been there before. It's Channel 8's going to be there tonight. A whole bunch of us are going to be there because it's a great chance to eat a great hamburger.
You bet it is. And everybody out there watching, just support the Boys and Girls Clubs, because I got to tell you, at the age of 14, 2 very important things happened in my life. 1, I was voted Boy of the Year, and 2, I didn't grow anymore. It was
boy, that's the truth.
Isn't that really? It's really funny. I'm the only host on television that if you have a large screen, I'm actual size. Not a big brag. I'm afraid to get on with the pecan lady. I mean.
Yeah, well, we'll get you one of those little orange boxes that our mayor uses, you know. She's kind of short, too. We were talking about this before the show. We always do a warm-up with the audience here, and you used to do a lot of that for other shows. What were some of the shows you did that for?
Oh, with the exception of Growing Pains and Night Court, I did every sitcom on TV through a 5-year period.
For the sitcoms, now how does that work?
Well, the people here today, we didn't get the chance to get people like this that were so good-looking and handsome and understood humor and could laugh at a moment, at a whim. No, we didn't get people we had to beg things. We got people that were about to die. They were old, and we'd do Golden Girls, and I remember, you know, the people would come in and the audience, and Golden Girls was new. No one knew the characters, and I had to explain this is a brand new show. And right in the middle of the show, you'd hear something like, beep, we lost one, stop tape. You'd have to run over there, poof, and then you bring them back to life, and you didn't have to come back and say, it's okay, only one died, just hook the life support back in. Because getting audiences in Hollywood's a very hard thing to do. And if you've ever come to a taping, you think, oh, this is great, I'm going to go watch Cosby, I'll go down there, I'll get to see Bill for 22 minutes, tape the show, go to dinner afterwards. It's not that way. You wait in line for 4 hours.
Oh.
You come, maybe 3 hours. You come inside, and it takes 3 hours to tape. And you need somebody to fill all of that time. And in order to fill 3 hours of time, and you only have 4 minutes of material, you have to have a mental defect. And, well, basically, it worked for me, Jack, is what I'm saying.
You get into the audience. And
you get into the audience, and you just make them be a part of it. You realize we're all prisoners here. And
for 3 hours.
The way it worked for me is I wasn't famous at the time, and I'm really not famous now. Oh. But I would sit down with the audience and eventually stand up and pick the microphone up and say, folks, you know, somebody has to get this thing started. and I would begin to talk like I was with them. And oddly enough, after like 2 years of not getting paid by anybody, I realized I didn't work there. I started answering questions that they might want to ask, and it was really a neat thing. Different Strokes, Facts of Life were the first 2 shows I did, and from there on I went all the way through Cosby. And it was really neat. It was.
Well, let me ask you about that. Now, you do tend to think that it's one shooting, and I've read where they do 2 shootings and they edit the better parts of each together. But sometimes you're watching a sitcom and you'll see something that's totally extraneous from the previous scene, and there has to be some major editing done.
Now, I'm from Cleveland. What does extraneous
Well, I don't know. I'm from West Virginia, so I'll make it up.
All right, so you threw a big word out there. All right. Extraneous. It really isn't. We do 2 shows and 2 different audiences, and they take it and mix and match. But what you see 22 minutes of took 4 hours to make. Ooh. And it costs about $1 million on the low end for an episode. And it all comes down to like excuse me, God bless you, what was that? Did we lose one? See, that's what I mean. I think we got a Golden Girls person here. I heard, beep. That was our cameraman. By the God.
He's really taken up by this, you can tell.
Yeah. Not only a member, but the president of Hair Club for Men, too. You know, I'll tell you, that's right. Look at this. A cameraman is a cameraman. If you get a shot of him, actually his shirt is a test pattern, too. That's it. We don't waste any money here at Harrison Company.
I think that thing is strobing as we talk.
But I have to congratulate you. Now, when I was here last year, I did have a burgeoning career. And then I did your show, and it seemed that this little game show segment made its way around the country, and there was the calls that I cheated in the game show.
Oh.
But you've done very nicely.
When you were holding on to the woman's arms from behind, I think that was it. That may have been the one time. We should have shown a tape of that. That was unbelievable.
I thought we were off camera when I had the woman's arms held. It had nothing to do with the game show. I liked her. I was attracted to her.
Hey, can you join us with the pecan lady? Because I mean, surely being from Cleveland or Cincinnati or where in Ohio you're from, you love pecans, right?
Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but Ohio is known as the pecan state.
Wait a minute.
Oh, hold on, it's the Buckeye State. It's the Buckeye State.
Well,
it's a nut, all right?
You've seen one nut, you've seen them all, right?
Is your state named after a nut? 2 nuts coming right back after this.
We'll be back in a moment on Harrison Company with the Nut Lady.